Hi all, welcome to Informatica Support videos. I am Jharna Patra from Informatica Global Customer Support. We will go through how to use Web Service Consumer Connector which uses SOAP API. Today's agenda will be overview of the Web Service Consumer Connector, steps to use it, Web Service Consumer Connection properties, WS Consumer as midstream, followed by a quick demo. At the end, we will go through the rules and guidelines. Let's go to the overview of the Web Service Consumer Transformation. We use Web Service Consumer Connector to connect to web service applications that support SOAP API. You can use Web Service Consumer Connector in a web service transformation. You can use the Web Service Consumer Connector as a midstream in a mapping to pass single or multiple requests to a web service application and process the response data. You can also pass data obtained from multiple transformations in the mapping pipeline and process the data. It follows the open standards of SOAP, WSDL, and XSD. The WSDL encoding it follows are RPC literal and document literal. The required licenses to use Web Service Consumer Transformations are WS Consumer Connector license, Business Service Definition license, UDT for hierarchy, which is a package, Data Transformation package, and SAS-X metadata read. We will go to our next slide, which explains steps to use WS Consumer Connection. Below are the steps which needs to be done for using a WS Consumer connection. Steps to use WS Consumer for SOAP. Create a WS Consumer connection in administrator page under connection. Create a business service definition and select the list of operations. Use the WS Consumer transformation in Mapping Designer and choose the business service. In a mapping, define the source and targets accordingly. WS Consumer Connection Properties. The connection name explains it should be a unique name for the connection. The description is optional. If you want to provide any specific description, you can provide it. The type of connection defines which type of connector that you want to use. In this scenario, we will be using Web Service Consumer from the list. Runtime environment explains the agent which we are going to use. Authentication defines the authentication type which we will be using from the web service. It depends on the API, what type of connection and what type of authentication that it's going to use. It's always better to try outside of Informatica to understand the types of authentication. Here are a couple of types of authentication which Informatica supports. That is the username with token and the NTLM authentication. We use NTLM v2 authentication to authenticate the web service. The other authentication follows with any other type of authentication that doesn't follow username token or NTLM. So you can also use the basic authentication under other authentication. The WSDL URL defines the URL to access the particular WSDL structure. The endpoint URL is the endpoint URL using which you can access the particular web service. Username password is applicable for the username token or the NTLM authentication. The domain name is specifically used for NTLM authentication. You have to provide the name of the domain that authenticates the account. Encrypt password. It is applicable if you use username token authentication and it enables the password digest property which combines the password with a nonce and a timestamp. The mapping task applies a SHA hash on the password, encodes it in base64 encoding, and use the encoded password in the SOAP header. Must understand is a property which is applicable if you use username token authentication. Specifies whether to process a header entry or not. HTTP username and HTTP password, these are applicable for accessing the web service if you have authentication. Now we will go for WS Consumer as a midstream transformation. If we use WS Consumer as a midstream transformation, then we have to create a business service before that. Once we create a business service, we have to select the operation list, and then this will be the advanced properties under WS Consumer. The cache size for web service request is by default 100 KB. This defines the request size which we are going to send. If the request is more than 100 KB, you can increase the cache size. Cache size for web service response. Memory available for the web service response, by default it will be 100 KB. If the web service response contains many rows or columns, you might want to increase the cache size. As I always mention, please try it outside of Informatica to understand the size of the response and the size of request. Allow input flush. The mapping task creates a XML when it has all of the data for a group. When enabled, the mapping, this flushes the XML after it receives all of the data for the root value. When not enabled, the mapping task stores the XML in memory and creates the XML after it receives the data for all the groups. You cannot select the option to allow input flush if you are connecting to multiple source objects. Transaction commit control. This particular property controls to commit or to roll back the transactions based on the set of rows that pass through the transformation. Enter an if function to specify the condition to determine whether the mapping is going to commit or rolls back or makes no transaction changes to the row. Use the transaction commit control if you have a large amount of data and you want to control how it is processed. You cannot configure a transaction commit control if you are connecting to multiple source objects. Transaction commit control specifically works for the relational databases where we have the commit. Now we will move to our next slide, which is demo. We will have a quick demo session. This is my WSDL URL using which I am going to create a connection today. Make sure to test the API outside of Informatica prior using it in the connection, since the testing option will not be available there. You will get an error while using it inside the mapping. So you can use the SOAP UI or Postman to test the details. Here I am using SOAP UI 5.5.0 to test it. You can check the versions which is applicable now. I'm passing my inputs here, and while executing it, I'm getting the result. As of now, I have not mentioned the headers specifically or dedicated to this particular API. If in your scenario there are more headers needs to be passed, please have a check on that. As mentioned in the other slides, earlier slides, you will get the web service URL, endpoint URL from the address location. So the location field will point you to the specific. Now we will create a new connection. Go to administrator page, click on new connection. Once the connection page is there, you can provide the connection name, the type accordingly. In this scenario, the type will be WS Consumer. Select the runtime environment where you want to run it. The authentication, as I have mentioned earlier, this will be depending on the API, the type of authentication that you want to use. The WSDL URL will be mentioned for the WSDL URL that you want to access it. The endpoint URL will be available in the XST location. Based on the authentication, the number of inputs to the connection or the connection properties will change. So as you see here, the username token, if you select as authentication, the username and password will be mandatory with the availability of encrypt password. So if you select the encrypt password, then your password that you want to pass it through the connection, that will be encrypted throughout the transaction or while executing the job at the runtime. The must understand properties, it depends on whether you want to use it or not. Similarly, the number of options while using the NTLM authentication will be different. The extra property which will be available will be the domain name. Once the connection is created, then you can save it, and then we will go for the business service transaction creation. As mentioned earlier, the test connection property will not be available for a WS consumer. To create a business service, click on New, click on Components, and select the business service. Once the business service is available, provide the name that you want to give it. Select the WS consumer connection over here. Now select the connection that you want to use. Once the WS consumer connection is selected over here, you will able to see the select operations. Now we will go for the mapping creation. Select the source which you want to use and provide the connection details. Once that is done, drag and drop a web service transformation from here. Select the operation that you want to use. Once that is done, you need to go to the request mapping session. The request mapping section will contain the headers and the body. The headers are not a mandatory part to select or to provide the value. However, the body, if you have any important or the required field here, then please do map the bodies from the either source or the expression. If you have any specific value that is hard coded that you want to pass it, you can also use the expression transformation prior to the web service transformation and pass it accordingly. Once this is done, you will have create your target, and based on the response data, you will be able to, once you select the link to the target, you will have all your groups available over here. As we were explaining or discussing about the number of fields that will or the number of groups that will be available, it depends on the response of the particular API. Once you select the particular group, the other group will can also be selected for the new target. So in this scenario, I have two different targets. Now select the specific target and provide the target value. Once the connection value is set, you can save it. Always go for a mapping task run, since it helps in accessing the logs or the session logs in verbose mode. Once the new mapping task is created, you need to provide the task name, the location where you want, and select the runtime environment from here. Once the runtime environment is selected, you can go for next and then finish. Once the mapping task is created, you will be able to see the options over here. You can validate the connection details. If the mapping is failing due to any issues, then you can run it in verbose mode. The verbose mode will be available in the advanced. Once the mapping task is created, now you can run it. You can see the running details in some error. You can also debug it. To debug it, go to Administrator and select the Data Integration Services. In the custom details property, you can mention the log label as debug for the DTM and run the mapping in verbose mode. This will help you in getting the request and response details, or when it is sending or where it is exactly having them. With rules and guidelines for WS consumer transformations. When the performance of a mapping task is slow, it might be due to the regions that the internet connection is slow, or the endpoint server is in wait state, or the server is processing the request slow. After testing the connection, the value of auto CSV file creation or the auto creation of body or header files, if that is enabled, then the web service consumer connector will be slow. You cannot extract header details from a response message. When you use the username token authentication in a web service consumer connection, the header entry must be empty. You cannot extract a value from a fault response for detail and role. When you extract subcode values in a fault response for multiple levels in an existing mapping, you must reselect the operation of web service consumer in the mapping. You can only select 5 labels of subcode values. When you run a web service consumer mapping, you can configure proxy at secure agent using the JVM options, since we do not have options at the connection level. You cannot use NTLM authenticated proxy servers. Web service consumer mappings with NTLM authentication might fail with proxy servers. When you extract subcode values in a fault response for multiple levels in an existing mapping, you must reselect the operation of web service consumer in the mapping. Few other rules and guidelines or troubleshooting points are: if a WSDL is not available in the provided path, it might fail while running the mapping. Hence, you need to validate the WSDL URL and the endpoint URL prior using the WS consumer connection. If the endpoint is down, because of which there can be a problem in loading the WSDL file, please try accessing the WSDL using an Internet Explorer before going to the WS consumer. The related articles will be available in the network portal. The related articles includes the KB articles for WS consumer. If you face any issue, you can search with the error. You can also follow the document which is provided by Informatica. Thank you all for watching this video and being with us. We would love to hear back from you. You can provide your feedbacks using the support videos at informatica.com, or you can also tweet us in using the Twitter account. Thank you all. Have a nice day.